The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Thank you for being with us today. We get this. We have not heard from our farmer friend from north of Vernon. Good morning from the farm north of Vernon. It is nice hearing you all talk about Texas Tech football going to the college football playoffs. Go Red Raiders. Yeah, it's very nice.
I would agree.
It's exceptionally nice. Okay. Somebody, and I think we talked about this just a little bit. Girls are a week ahead of the boys, so that their state tournament is a week earlier. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct. Question for Jamie. JL, when do you expect the Brendan Sorsby thing to be wrapped up by? He is the former quarterback from Indiana and Cincinnati, who now is being pursued by Indiana and Texas Tech, and he is a Lake Dallas kid who is in the going to be in the portal and available to you on January the 2nd.
Would we say reportedly that he is being chased by Texas Tech?
Yeah, reportedly. Yeah, reportedly. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any first.
I hadn't heard Joey McGuire announce that they were going after him.
No, I mean You're right. Reportedly is correct.
Okay. Well, first off, the portal doesn't even open until the 2nd, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So not going to be wrapped up before the 2nd.
No.
Yeah. Now, behind the scenes, it might be wrapped up somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that deal may be done, but nothing can be official until at least January 2nd.
It is so weird to be worried about your roster for next year when you're not even finished with this year. And that's the crazy thing about college football and college sports in general. That you're always recruiting. First of all, you're always recruiting. But second of all, you got to get them. You got to get them in class, at some point in time, because they are, quote, student athletes, whether they're grad students or not. So I guess it's a distraction to a degree, because you got people in that building that are working on roster construction for next year, all while your current roster is trying to go out and win a national championship, or at least win the next football game.
Yeah, but separate jobs, right? The guy that's working on roster construction is probably not,
scheming up plays.
Not scheming up plays for the matchup with Oregon or James Madison.
You're right. No, you're right. It's a.
The whole recruiting thing is a 24/7 deal, and it's 365, and it's the same thing with the portal stuff. You're always watching other teams to see who you might want if they become available, or see who you want to tinker with, and see who you want to send a message through somebody else with, and all that kind of stuff. So
like you're passing notes like you're in junior high school. Hey, do you like me? I like you. Tap your left foot if you like me. If you want me to call you tonight, put your right hand on your shoulder.
Yeah, so I don't think it's that much of a distraction at all. I think that's what their job is to do. And again, it's not your defensive line coach or your linebackers coach that's doing that. It's the roster construction people, those guys, your general manager and those folks.
And the players know Baron Morton knows he doesn't have any more eligibility, so it's not like they're looking to replace him, because he knows that he's got to be replaced. And Will Hammond is
they are looking to replace him.
Yeah, they are. Right.
Yeah.
But it's not like he's coming back and he's like looking over his shoulder going, hey, what about me? I got another year left here. Well, you don't. And Will Hammond is rehabbing.
Yeah. I guess I would disagree with you a little bit in feeling like it's really weird that you're worrying about next year's roster while you're still playing games. The point of it that you're still playing meaningful games in December is fair, but you're always recruiting.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
So it's really nothing new.
I understand that. This from the Yates Flooring Center chat lines. It seems nobody cares about bowls anymore, and they're only concerned about the playoffs. Does the station lose money if nobody listens to a generic bowl game? No. We've got plenty of ways to lose money, but that's unrelated. But it makes it easier if you're winning. A winning team certainly helps all of us in town. Every business in town is helped by a win on Saturday. And the more wins you have, the better off everybody is.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
But, less Yeah, lesser bowl is a few less listeners, but
I mean, the initial part, does anybody care about bowls anymore? Yes. People whose teams are in the bowls. Just like we always cared about bowls when we were in them.
Yeah, right. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here, right?
Yes, Chuck.
Yeah, right. That could be. Let's see. Chuck, did you do the hokey pokey to find love? No. Do the hokey pokey.
It's kind of a rando question.
Left hand right. Put your left hand in. Nobody's only one person's really loved me, and there are times when I think she looks at that and goes, "What was I thinking? What was I thinking?" So anyway, that's a thought there off the Yates Flooring Center chat line. So I'll be curious, as we kind of get to this week. I mean, you've got, the start of bowl week. Obviously, we've got this game tonight between Troy and Jacksonville State, and tomorrow we'll have the G8 Ventura Bowl with Louisiana and Delaware. We'll also have the Care Bowl between USF, South Florida, and Old Dominion. Okay, that's tomorrow. We'll also have the Xbox Bowl on Thursday, featuring Missouri State and Arkansas State. And then Friday we'll have two bowls and a college football playoff game with the Myrtle Beach Bowl, the Gasparilla Bowl, and the first round of the college football playoff game between Alabama and Oklahoma. That should be a doozy.
So 3 quarterbacks enter the portal yesterday of note. Brendan Sorsby from Cincinnati is one of them. DJ Lagway from Florida, another one. Dylan Raiola, the Patrick Mahomes starter kit.
That's just weird.
Of Nebraska is the third one. Any of those 3 appeal to you?
I think Sorsby is the one that appeals to me the most. I'd be curious if he goes back to Indiana. They just had the Heisman Trophy winner, so it feels like they kind of
started his college career at Indiana.
Right. Yeah, I know. Played like a game. So, and I really don't want the Raiola guy from Nebraska. It just kind of creeps me out how much he's modeled himself after Patrick Mahomes down to the. It's one thing to model your play, but hairstyle, mannerisms, everything. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
It's definitely a little unnerving to me.
Yeah, right. Unnerving. That's a good word.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Here is Jeff McGuire with a day in sports history.
An important day coming up later.
Oh.
It could have been an important day a couple of different ways, but I chose the older way first.
Okay.
This year. Next year we'll do the other way first. 1926, however.
That's a big assumption that we're all going to be here next year.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
No one else wants to do this. That 4 o'clock alarm, that chases a lot of people away.
Yes.
1926, Major League Baseball owners renew contract with Commissioner Mountain Kennesaw Landis for a second 7-year term.
Okay.
Remember why you got the first one? That's right, the White Sox scandal. You're welcome, baseball. 1962, New York Giants quarterback Y.A. Tittle sets an NFL season touchdown passing record of 33 with 6 touchdowns versus Dallas in a 41-31 win. This is always surprising to me. In 1975, Bill Veeck buys 80% of the Chicago White Sox. MLB owners have to approve whoever they bring into their club. Right? Like, you've got to get approval from Major League Baseball to purchase this club. That's why Mark Cuban could never buy the Cubs when he was trying to. They approved Bill Veeck like 6 times, I think. Like, he'd buy a team, do crazy things, sell the team, buy a team, do crazy things. I just find it interesting.
Maybe they just wanted his money.
Mark Cuban's money spends great, too.
Well, different era.
No, that's true. 1991, Major League Baseball expansion club, the Florida Marlins, signed their very first player, 16-year-old pitcher Clement Nunez. In 2006, Bob Knight moved within one win of Dean Smith's Division I coaching record when Texas Tech won on an early 18-0 run en route to a 71-56 victory over Arkansas.
Always comes back to Arkansas.
Always comes back to Arkansas.
Yeah. My wife even texted me during the Lady Raider game. We got confused on some math, and she texted me in the middle of the game, Arkansas, with a crying emoji. So I get it from all sides.
2015, Todrick Gocher registered 11 of his team-leading 17 points during the second half and has reached double figures in 6 of his last 7 outings as Texas Tech topped South Dakota State 79-67.
Way to go, Coach Gocher.
Yeah, you could use some of that with this team, couldn't you?
It is National Chocolate-Covered Anything Day.
Anything. Okay. Is there one thing like chocolate covered that you enjoy the most? Before you say just yes, specifically one thing.
Do I go almonds or do I go peanut butter? That's tough.
The chocolate covered peanut butter balls are tops for me, probably.
Or the cups, or the trees, or the eggs.
I would definitely go almonds.
Okay.
Peanut butter is high up there, but I love chocolate covered raisins too.
Okay, yeah.
Raisinets are the bomb diggity.
Chocolate covered cherries or strawberries are really good. I mean,
the bomb diggity.
There's a lot of good things out there. I definitely have more of the chocolate and peanut butter than anything else, for sure.
Sure.
Bomb diggity. Wow, that's a new word.
No.
Okay, well, it is for me.
Okay.
Christian Ritter is 44. Benjamin Bratt, 62. William the Refrigerator Perry is 63.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Ripken is 61. And Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top is 75.
Okay.
And on this day, 1773, Midnight Raid, properly known as the Boston Tea Party, was in protest of the British Parliament Tea Act of 1773, a bill designed to save the floundering East India Company by greatly lowering the tea tax and granting it a virtual monopoly on the American trade. The low tax allowed the East India Company to undercut even smugglers into the United States from the Dutch. Colonists viewed this act as another example of taxation tyranny. Patriot leader Samuel Adams organized the Tea Party with about 60 members of the Sons of Liberty, his underground resistance group. The British tea dumped into Boston Harbor on that night was worth nearly $2 million today. That is a lot of tea.
Wow, that is a lot of tea.
Mm-hmm. And that is This Day in Sports History.
This Day in Sports History. Thank you. 6:50 this morning here on the Morning Drive. This is crazy, and I'm a little disappointed myself that I didn't know about it and do a better job of just at least talking about it. So Saturday morning, when we got back into town from Pullman, it was about 2:30, 2:45 in the morning, and we're pulling around there at the airport, and the guy that's driving Fink and I always ask him, and this probably comes as no surprise to you, Jamie. Like if I see big planes or different planes, I always kind of want, hey, whose plane is that? Hey, whose plane is that? Hey, whose plane is that? And I can't remember if I asked the kid this or if he volunteered it up. And I think I said, wow, that's a big plane over there. And he said, yeah, that's Dana White. Dana White, the UFC head, the big boxing guy. I said, really? He said, yeah. He goes, he came in tonight. He's in town for something. He came in with a couple of UFC fighters. And he said, yeah, he gave us all $200. And so he was obviously very happy about that. And so then I came down here and did a little work Saturday morning. And I looked over at the Civic Center, and it's like jam-packed with cars. And they had the Nutcracker going on over at Buddy Holly Hall. But over at the Civic Center, they had this USA National Boxing event, and Dana White was here in town to do some negotiating with USA Boxing for a contract. So I thought that was, one, pretty cool, and two, pretty cool that, they had such a massive crowd over there. I mean, they can, seat people and put up a ring inside the Civic Center, inside that big, auditorium area, or I guess market area, I guess was a better way to describe that. Anyway, I thought that was pretty cool that Dana White was in town. I'm not a big boxing guy anymore. I'm certainly not a UFC guy. I'm not an MMA guy. I just don't care for it. I mean, I know that a lot of people like it and it's popular. It's just not my on this Boston Tea Party Day. It's just not my cup of tea. It's just not my cup of tea. But they had a lot of kids involved and youth involved, and so that's good. It's good. So it's good. I mean, it's good for kids to be involved in something, whether it's
definitely,
piano or ballet or, basketball or football or, band or whatever. It's great to have them involved and committed in something and be excited about something. And that pleased me. So that was, but I thought, well, that's always good. I'm always curious when the, big name brow type people come into town. It's like, okay, well, where are they staying? What are they doing? Who are they meeting with? Where are they having dinner? All those kinds of things. Not that I'm going to rub elbows with them or anything like that or sit down and break bread. I'm curious. Mm-hmm. Which,
It'd be cooler if you did. Then you'd have a story to tell us.
Yeah, right. Oh, I think we all know that if I'd met him, I'd have told you that.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
You had a story to tell.
I had a story to tell. Anyway, so I read a lot of stories. Like, for whatever reason, I get a lot of these, kind of boomer type, hey, if you're still doing this, your mind's still active. Hey, if you're still doing this, you're going to live into your 70s or your 80s. Hey, if you're still, and being curious is one of them. So I've always been curious. Some people say, hey, you need to mind your own business. And I've been told that before. Hey, mind your own business on that one. Okay. Okay, I can. And it's okay. If you tell me to mind my own business, I'm good with that. Then I know that I've potentially crossed the line with a question, which I've been known to do from time to time. Okay?
Okay.
That probably comes as no surprise to you, does it?
Sure.
Sure.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Hey, good morning. 7:15 this morning here on the Morning Drive. We'll have Red Raider basketball on the air for you tonight at 6. Play-by-play at 7. They face Northern Colorado tonight. Okay. Not a toughie? More of a, maybe, could this be labeled a little bit of a fact-finding mission, Jamie?
Yes, I think all games have the opportunity to do that.
Just didn't know if maybe there's some. Will he do some things a little bit different just to kind of see how it could be a rotation, could be, players that haven't played together in a game before or something along those lines. I mean, obviously they're going to. From what we've heard from Coach McCaslin this morning, he feels like they're a good basketball team. They're competitive. They're an older team, so they've played together for a period of time, have, played some close games. And so
I don't think you're in panic mode. I don't think that's Grant McCaslin's style where he's suddenly going to start changing everything. And let's see what it would be like with JT Toppin playing point guard.
Okay.
What if we put Jalen Petty in as our 5?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see how he works out in the post. I don't think we're changing a whole bunch of things.
Okay. That's fair.
You're tweaking, you're making adjustments, and I think that's constantly going on. I don't think it's just because you lost a game.
Yeah.
I think you have to make adjustments all the time. So every game you're figuring out, hey, that seems to be working or that doesn't seem to be working, but that doesn't mean in the next game maybe it will work.
Yeah.
So there's lots of tweaks and twists and adjustments, all those kind of things going on.
Gotcha.
all the time. I don't think you're gonna see anything different.
Okay.
I don't anything major. Now, will he say to himself, I got to start, loosening things up and playing more guys. Maybe. Well, you would think against a team like Northern Colorado, you should be able to do that, right?
Yeah, I would think that you'd be able to get 7 or 8 guys in there.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't. Every coach has their own style, right? And you get to a certain time of the year, and the bench is going to be shortened, right? Because you're going to play your best players the most and all that. I think one of the things that I've always thought is a little bit different with Coach McCaslin is even in some of the blowout games and non-conference play that we've seen in years past, in the last couple of years, whatever, in his time here, he doesn't use the bench a ton then. You're not seeing, him kind of loosen up and put the end of the bench guys in until there's, a minute left in the game and you're up by 35.
Yeah.
Okay? And the reason for that, I'm assuming, is that he's wanting to see his guys work and to practice things and all that, and it's better to do it in a game setting than a practice setting. And so he's wanting to see his starting 5 work on things, right? But the downside of that is you don't really develop those players at the end of the bench. And so I don't know, maybe with this team, Coach McCaslin will decide that he needs to kind of develop those guys a little bit more and see if ultimately that they can help you and give you, just 2 or 3 minutes here or there.
Yeah.
You're not looking for them to all of a sudden go from playing 2 minutes a game to playing 12. You're just looking to get,
Give somebody a spot there.
Yeah. Christian Anderson, hey, go sit down and catch your breath, for 2 minutes in the second half after you've played 28 straight minutes.
Yeah, kind of leading into that under 8 or under 16 or under 4 or whatever.
And I realize you don't actually technically play 28 straight minutes because there's a halftime in there.
Sure. Yeah.
But you'll play all of the first half and, get close to halfway through the second half, and probably a good time to give the guy a breather.
So they've played Northern Colorado. They've played Colorado College. They've played Colorado Christian. They beat Pepperdine. That seemed, and they won in Malibu over Pepperdine. I don't know how good Pepperdine is, but hey, it's a road win against Pepperdine.
You just listed Colorado College and Colorado Christian as teams that they've played?
Yeah.
That's D2 and D3.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they won handily.
They should.
They beat Colorado College 91-57. They played them in Greeley, which is where Northern Colorado is, and they beat Colorado Christian 101-65. They won at Pepperdine. They beat Cal State Fullerton, 97-93. They beat Air Force at the Academy, and then they beat Regis in Greeley.
Another D2 school.
Okay. Omaha, they won there in Omaha. And then they beat South Dakota at home. That's their most recent game. That was Saturday, 89-87 in overtime. So they put some points up on the board. I mean, granted, the level of competition isn't the same that you've played, but still, I mean, I'm sure they've got some confidence coming in, 9-1, and they look at you and go, "Hey, we knock off Texas Tech, man. That's a pretty good deal."
I'm sure they think that.
Yeah.
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 And I bet you JT Toppin and company are like, not going to happen.
Yeah, right. Not going to happen. Well, hopefully that is the case. Hopefully that is the case. And so we'll have the game for you tonight at 6, play-by-play at 7. Hope we have a good crowd tonight. Realize it's a lot going on. It's a little wonky this year because your last game before Christmas is Saturday, when they take on Duke, and that game is at Madison Square Garden. And let's face it, your better games this year have been on the road. When they come back, they have one game before. When they say they come back after Christmas break, they have one game before Big 12 play begins, and they'll take on Winthrop, and that'll be on December the 28th, which I believe is a Saturday. And so they'll have it's a Sunday. Sunday afternoon. Man, we've had a lot of Sunday games this year between the men and the women. Just feels like we've been littered with them. I don't particularly care for that.
Yeah.
I've made my feelings known on that. And then have Oklahoma State on January the 3rd. That'll be a home game for the Red Raiders as they take on the Cowpokes to begin the season. And I believe that is a boy-girl doubleheader. I think the Lady Raiders play that afternoon as well on January the 3rd. They do. They play Arizona that day. Okay, so you can watch the men, and if you'd like, stick around and watch the women. Somebody says this Colorado Christian is D2. That's where Larry Hayes is.
Yep.
Okay,
He is softball coach. Yep.
Yeah. I wonder if Larry Hayes will still be coaching when, like, we're retired. I guess probably as long as he's breathing, he's going to coach.
He's a great one.
Yeah.
He just got put into their Hall of Honor.
Probably time to go to another school then, so he can be in another Hall of Honor.
Third one.
Yeah, right.
Or Hall of Fame, maybe.
Hall of Fame, Hall of Honor. I mean, do you ever think you'll be in a Hall of Fame of anything?
Nope.
No. Okay. Do you have that desire?
I think it's great when people appreciate me, but it's not, it's not what I wake up every morning going, hey, be Hall of Fame Jamie today. Yeah.
You might be. You might be a Hall of Famer someday.
Hall of Fame dad. That's what I'm going for, Chuck.
Okay. How do you fit? Like if we solicited the two that are maybe the main vote getters or the
I don't know
givers.
that those two get a
Main
vote.
vote getters.
Givers.
They're the only ones that get the vote, Chuck.
Okay.
The rest of you people don't care or don't matter.
No, I know. But like the missus, she probably has a vote in that too, right?
Yeah, she'd vote me in.
She'd vote you in.
She'd vote me in. Now,
Hey, that means you only need one of the girls to vote you in. You got a chance.
Hall of Fame husband, different deal.
I got that. I understand.
She might not vote for that one.
Right. 7:24 this morning on the Morning Drive. We'll visit next with the head football coach at Texas Tech. He's headed to the college football playoffs. His team's the Big 12 champ. And we'll pick his brain a little bit. We'll talk to Joey McGuire next.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
With Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz, and we are joined on the Visual Edge IT hotline by the head football coach and the Big 12 champions, Joey McGuire. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, thank you. Normally, Coach, we do a Jamie question of the day at this time. We're going to let Jamie fire the first question because he's always got the best questions, Coach.
Okay. All right.
I don't know about that.
Well, Chuck definitely has the best answers, Coach. We'll go with that. All right. So, Coach, I guess I would like to ask you, I mean, the challenge for you as a coaching staff in a situation like this when you have so much time off between games. Obviously, it's big in that you want to rest your guys and make sure they're healthy and ready to go, but you also want to make sure that they're dialed in. How have you guys handled that?
Yeah, that's kind of we're going to find out if we're right or not kind of question from the standpoint, they really fought for the bye. I mean, we talked a lot about it going into that Big 12 championship week, and so it would have been crazy for us last week to put the pads right back on, after we won the game. And so what we did last week is we lifted and we ran. It was good too, because, you had finals, you had graduation. So, I mean, it kind of all worked out. And then yesterday we had what we call our normal Sunday. We just did it on a Monday. So it was our walkthrough. Got a little sweat going at the end, and then we'll put the pads back on today. So we'll go our Tuesday practice, Wednesday practice, a walk on Thursday, and fast Friday, and then we'll give them off on Saturday. They'll just be in town and everything, and then we'll come back on Sunday, and we'll actually do a Tuesday practice. So a little bit more pads, this week, and we'll get it cranked back up, and then, by Sunday, when we put the pads back on, we'll know exactly who we're playing. We got to prepare for both. I mean, you got to figure it's going to be Oregon. That's what we're expecting, but we're looking at both teams to get ready.
Coach, do you get to send analysts or assistants to that game to watch it live?
No, they've kind of gone back and forth on that, but, that was really like whenever you go back to the Michigan scandal, everybody talked about sign stealing, and there's nothing illegal or there's no rules about that. What they were doing is they were advanced scouting, so they were sending the coach, I can't remember his name, Connor Stallion, I think was his name.
Yep.
They were sending the coach to advanced scout, and that's never been legal as long as, I can remember in college football. And so, will that change at some point? Probably so, but we have every game that they've played. I've watched, just talking about Oregon, I'll watch Oregon, Indiana today. I'll finish up Wisconsin, Oregon, and then I'll watch Oregon, Indiana today. But I've watched 5 of their games.
Coach, how much fun has it been for you? Obviously, there's players on this roster that were here even before you got here. For those guys that have been here this long, how much fun has it been for you to see them have this kind of success and be the first team that brings home a Big 12 championship to Lubbock?
Man, it's really incredible. I mean, I talk about guys like Chief Collins and Gage Elder and Bryce Ramirez. I mean, guys that were here before me, Baron Morton, guys that were here before me that have really, stuck with it and been through some tough times, but also been through some, really, some great times. I mean, they were the team that beat Texas and OU, in year one. And so it's been incredible. And I think it means so much to those guys, knowing that they're have been here and really seen it built. Somebody asked me yesterday, I forgot who I was on with, but they were asking, like, you've done it in 4 years. I mean, what did you expect? And I always say, man, like, we expected to be a lot better in year 2. We just didn't think we were going to have to play Tyler Shuck, Baron Morton, and Jake Strong that year. I mean, we literally have gone through some injuries at the quarterback position that you're not going to get to the point that you get to, if you're going to have a quarterback injured like that. Baron's been banged up, but he's been able to play in the most important games that we needed him to play at. And if you'd have seen him yesterday in practice, you'd have thought that, and he's healthy. I mean, he's bouncing around like he hadn't bounced around since camp. So, I'm excited that we got the bye to get these guys healthy.
Coach, has the bye been as beneficial as you and the players thought it would be?
I think that's going to come down to that game that, we play, in Miami. I think it will be. I really do, because, we talk about Barron being banged up, but, Jacob Rodriguez hadn't been 100% in about a month. John Curry hadn't been 100% in about a month. Ben Roberts hadn't been 100% in a month. Howard Sampson was banged up going into the Big 12 championship. So we've had guys, that haven't been playing at 100%, and I think they're going to be pretty close when we get to the Orange Bowl.
Coach, were you and or the players disappointed you didn't get the Cotton Bowl and instead got the Orange Bowl, or is that something that you guys really didn't care either way?
No, I would have loved to play in the Cotton Bowl just because it would have been another home game. I mean, in the Big 12 championship, I thought BYU traveled well, but the Red Raiders just took over that place, and I think they would have done the same thing. Once Miami got in, I knew it was going to be really tough for us to get the Cotton Bowl because I didn't feel like the committee wanted to let them have, a home game if they beat A&M. They basically, the Orange Bowl, I mean, that's where they play their home games, and that's where the national championship's going to be played too. So I think that was the big reason why we ended up, in the Orange Bowl.
Hey, Coach, just your thought on Jacob Rodriguez and the Heisman vote that didn't put him in New York. Were you surprised and obviously disappointed by that, I'm sure?
Yeah, I'm so excited that the awards he's won, but if you go back and you look at the awards he's won, I mean, like, what player's done what he's done, and then for him for him to come into fifth and not at least get invited to New York was, it was disappointing, especially whenever, man, I just go back and I saw somebody tweet yesterday that Jordan Love should have been, higher, or he should have won the Heisman. But then whenever you look at the running backs over the last 10 years to even longer, that have been invited or have won the Heisman or come in second, those guys are rushing for 2,000 yards. He rushed for 1,300 yards. He wasn't even the top rusher in the nation.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody should be upset as a running back, it should be the guy from Missouri, that led the SEC in rushing. I mean, he was over 1,500 yards. So there was, I just, whenever I look at that stuff, I just don't understand when you're sitting there thinking about college football and you're thinking about what guys are doing and it's supposed to be the best player in college football, how he didn't get invited.
Coach, thanks very much for your time today. We know you got to get back at it, and really appreciate it, and look forward to January the 1st and your team playing in the Orange Bowl. And I think everybody around town is super, super excited. They're excited for Christmas, but, man, they're excited for the Orange Bowl. So thanks for your time today.
Anytime, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
That's the head football coach, Joey McGuire, on the Visual Edge IT hotline. It is 7:40 this morning on the Morning Drive.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. Let's see here. I always liked Steve Martin's comments on smoking sections. I'd have to go back and remember that. I don't quite remember that. David says this: in the early 80s, I went to Buffalo for my cousin's wedding on Braniff, and I smoked. Thank God I don't smoke no more. Yeah. Probably be dead, David, if you still smoked. It's not good for you. Did you know that?
I've heard that rumor. Yeah, heard that rumor.
I'll bet there was, and I bet there was. Back in the day, back in the smoking days, there would be a gray haze in the Municipal Coliseum during basketball games. I'll bet so. I deliver hazmat for a living. I get in a truck and smell smoke and know my coworkers were smoking in the truck. We haul diesel, gas, and even propane. And that can't be good. Oh, let's see here. Dear Chuck. This guy's trying to emulate Gordo. Dear Chuck, D.B. Cooper grew a mustache and works at a local bank as a teller. Elvis is the janitor at the same bank. D.B. Cooper hid the plane money in McKenzie Park. Okay, I see what you're doing there. You're joshing me there.
Is there a treasure hunt that I should be going on here in Lubbock?
No, it's more in the Seattle area. But
I thought.
No.
Okay.
There's chicken bones over there in McKenzie Park from when the Indians left them behind.
Chicken bones?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's chicken bones.
What about over at Lubbock Lake Landmark? Dinosaur bones over there.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, those are a little bit bigger, though.
Those are a little bit bigger.
Mammoth bones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But chicken bones over...
Chicken bones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back in the day, yeah.
So we know that's where they came from.
Well, yeah, okay. Pretty much.
All right, well.
I mean, the Indians and the others killed the chickens.
Yeah.
And, roasted them. Mm-hmm. And then just threw them on the ground, and then, dirt and stuff took over.
If only they had done that on Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving would be so much better for everybody. We could eat chicken instead of turkey. Jeff is scowling at me.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Taking in consideration you do not feel good today, and therefore you are in a feverish haze.
Mm-hmm. 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 All right, 8:18 this morning here on the Morning Drive. This came as no surprise to me. We've barely talked about this. We've talked about it a little bit, but the players at the University of Michigan are not happy with their former head coach. They feel betrayed, and that's certainly understandable. And Texas Tech has picked up a tight end as a result of that.
Yes,
massive tight end. Probably should have asked Coach McGuire about that, but I'm in the here and now. I'm not worried about next year yet. I'm still worried about this year.
Good. Good.
Because
be where your feet are, Chuck.
I need to write that down. I need to do a better job of doing that.
Here's a pen.
Okay. I've got one.
Well, you're the one that said you needed to write down, so I'm offering you to help.
Yeah. But yeah, no,
You're not writing it down.
I will write it down when I have a chance to. But yeah, you get a big commit because he decided not to stay at Michigan. Big tight end. So his name's Moose.
Yes, that's cool.
Yeah, and Coach McGuire was quoted in a couple of different places as saying, "Can't wait to hear the Moose call." See, we should ask him about the Moose call. What does the Moose call sound like? Is it Moose, or is it, a little bit deeper than that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
And how long does it take before he's...
Did Gerald Johnson just walk in the room?
Yeah.
Man, he's a massive guy, isn't he?
He's a decently sized guy, but part of his shtick was that he was an inch shorter at the end of his NFL career than it was when it started.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Which is also why every Cowboy fan loved him.
Yeah, no, but he was big. He was big for the Cowboys. But anyway, I just you kind of look at that and you look at the whole noise around Brendan Sorsby coming here, which could be huge as well. But man, you got a big game coming up on New Year's Day.
Well, what is your confidence level on Brendan Sorsby being Texas Tech starting quarterback next year?
Pretty high.
Pretty high?
Yeah.
How much of a factor is the commitment that Tony Greystone got yesterday?
I don't know. What did Tony Greystone get yesterday?
He got a commitment from his girlfriend.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
She said yes?
No. She said yes. She committed to the Red Raiders yesterday, Red Raider volleyball team.
His girlfriend?
Brendan Sorsby's girlfriend.
Oh, Brendan Sorsby. You said Tony.
Goodness.
You said Tony Greystone.
Tony Greystone got the commitment.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, I'm sorry. I was trying to put when you said Tony Greystone got a commitment, I was like, okay, I didn't. I was thinking something else.
So I'm going off of choice, and Rob said it's really his girlfriend. Okay.
Okay.
If that's the case,
is she good, or does it matter?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea. I'm sure it's a transfer portal.
Okay.
Addition, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm assuming he's not dating a high school girl. So,
okay.
All right. So you would think that gives you extra confidence, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, there's no guarantee.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Girlfriend's coming here, then fait accompli, man. 2 for 1.
Yeah, again, Bro and Choice told me this. So if the wool's being pulled over my eyes, I'm confused.
So you're listening to our director of misinformation,
yeah,
and Rob Bro, who is best friends with Clint Scott, who loves playing practical jokes.
I saw a Twitter commitment thing. Mm-hmm. She was doing a headstand and she was upside down or something.
Doing guns up?
No, but it looked like. But I have no idea if they're boyfriend girlfriend. I'm.
Okay.
I don't.
Again, we're talking about the source here at this point.
Yeah.
That's why I was just so confused there at the beginning was what you're talking about there.
If that's his girlfriend, and then it feels like I'm 98% confident.
Yeah, I might even tick it up to 100.
Yeah.
Unless something happens over Christmas where somebody fools around on somebody, and then it all goes
You got to go there. You always got to be nefarious.
some kind of shenanigan takes place, Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Somebody says this. She is transferring from Cincinnati. Okay.
Yeah.
They are correct. That is his girlfriend that committed yesterday. Okay, well, that's good.
So it sounds like number 2 is still going to be behind center next year for the Red Raiders.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a different number 2.
Different number 2. Okay.
At this point, that would be a shocker, right? If his girlfriend came here. and he's got the opportunity and he chooses to go to Indiana instead.
That would tell me that she ain't his girlfriend anymore.
I would say she would probably have issues with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I committed here, and then I'm signed, sealed, and delivered, and he's like, up. Pulled the chair out from underneath her.
It's like, oh, you do whatever you want to do. Whatever is best for you. It's at whatever you want. And then he chooses something different. And, man, he's getting the silent treatment of all silent treatments.
Just real quick, if presented differently, who would you believe more? Independently, Choice or Rob Bro?
Rob Bro.
Rob Bro, okay.
Especially on like gossip news like that.
Okay.
Rob Bro.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet973.com.